Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Gary and Harry Show, powered by 108.9. Special thank you to the M. Alex Broadcasting Company. We got episode number 14 in the building.
Yes, sir. Episode 14 in the building. How y'all doing, man? Hey, thank y'all for joining us. We're back in the building with a special guest today, man.
VIP, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man. Mr. Michael Turner in the building. Falcons legend, man. What's going on? How you
Nothing
doing?
much. I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show.
Coming through, man.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. It's good to see you. Good to see you running around the city and stuff like that. Appreciate you sliding through. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
I'm good.
Got Ryan Beasley in the building.
Doing well.
What's up?
For all of you that don't know, RyanBeasley.com for most of your smell good needs. Feel free to use that promo code GHS10. RyanBeasley.com for most of your smell good needs.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, we always start the show off with a segment we like to call Get It Off My Chest. If you got anything that's agitating you, bothering you, you want to go first? You got something for me?
No, I ain't got anything.
You got nothing? So you chilling. You nothing bothering you. Easy street right now.
Easy street right now.
What you got for me, bro?
We're doing okay. That bobblehead night, Outcast bobblehead night
man.
was a little difficult.
That was insane. Man.
Some people doing too much.
A whole lot, man.
Special thank you to Cobb County and the Sheriff's Department that was there at the stadium, because it seems like every 5 minutes, whenever they were just walking around, coming through Terrapin, it was just like, hey, do you think we can get some? Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
and then just start running off again.
Exactly. It was one
people fighting each other for the bobbleheads and everything, lining up
since the city, though, dog.
Since 12 o'clock.
It was insane.
No, the only thing I really got is show some respect to Big Boy. Because everybody that came in the stadium, they're like, oh, hey, but where's Andre 3000? It's like, am I not good enough for y'all? Show him some respect. Big Boy.
Wasn't he in Japan at the time?
He was. He was out there playing the flute and stuff. Yeah, he was out in Japan chilling.
Him and Lizzo, but either way.
That's what I'm saying. But that's real, though. That's real, though. That Outcast night was insane. Mm-hmm. It was a lot going on that day. Now, also for me, I'm going to take it back to the sports side. Okay?
There you
go. It just bothered me when I saw this. Adrian Peterson said he's still trying to come back. He can do something for somebody.
He needs the money.
But, bro.
He needs the money. Being honest.
I mean, yeah, that's the case. I mean, I get it, but
also sometimes you don't know when to hang it up, right?
And you feel like you can still
you always have that.
Team.
But he's also like a physical freak. Like
we know you in shape, dog. We know this. No doubt about it. 100%. We know you're in shape.
Give him a chance until he finally realizes, like, with all due respect, the great Jerry Rice was what, 44 in Denver camp with two dreads and just trying to make it. But at some point you'll learn that it's like, all right, maybe it is time to go. But if he really needs the money like that and he's in shape, why not?
I agree with that, but at this point after that Detroit stint, I'm like, I really see what you got going now. At this point, you will goal line back for that. You had 10 plus touchdowns in that season. You just hang it up, dog. At this point, that's how I feel.
I thought it was over when he was in the boxing ring.
Yeah. You doing charity boxing events now.
which is what I thought he was on, fighting like the third Paul brother or whoever it is. But
aggravating. But yeah, that's just all I had for me when it comes to that. Just getting that off my chest. It just is too much, man. I love you, AP. You're one of the best ever. Just sit it down.
Yeah.
Just sit it down.
You have nothing to prove.
Nothing. You have absolutely nothing to prove. One of the best comebacks ever off an ACL tear. You 2,000-yard rusher. Like, you have everything. Like, you good. It's okay. But like you say, bro, the money is a thing, so it probably is part of that. All right, well, let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit this baseball thing real quick because we are in full swing, representing the Braves today.
Yeah, let's do this.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling? We're struggling right now a little bit, just up and down right now.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can hover and play 500 ball, I think they're still doing okay. Obviously, we know that Kyle Wright and Max Fried are working their way back. Soroka, I still believe in.
Welcome
I was
back,
glad.
Man. It was a decent showing.
I was glad to finally see him. What was it, over 1,000 days since his last start or something like that? I really wish it was up in Toronto since he's from Canada. That would have been fun, but still Oakland, okay, a nice way to ease him back into it.
Right.
What do you go, 5 1/3, 5 2/3?
Yes.
Something like that?
5 2/3. I think he had about 4 strikeouts.
He's never been a strikeout dominant guy.
No,
he's not
but
such
that
Spencer
sinker
Strider.
looked pretty good. That sinker looked like it was biting like it was supposed to.
I need a good bottom dropping change from you. I need you to basically just get ground outs and give me a solid 6.
And that's what he was doing. I appreciated the way that he was getting that sinker ball in, and you had batters reaching, and it looked like his stuff was snapping. It looked pretty efficient. So I was cool. I was glad to see him welcome back on that. Now hopefully his next start he starts really forming and getting in the form to where we can go ahead and make sure we plugging him back into the rotation, like regardless, and you just gonna stay in the rotation. But that's a big thing for us to be able to get Soroka back. Like that's huge. Other than that, Bryce Elder, man, he's been pitching great, leading the league in ERA. That's crazy.
If he continues it up, he's going to be an all-star, and people keep on forgetting that he was, I think, like a 4th or 5th round pick the same year as the Spencer Strider draft.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, but that's fine. Continue to sleep on him. Then that means when Fried and Kyle Wright come back, that's potentially 4 all-stars.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's insane.
You got the veteran leadership of Charlie Morton. Let Soroka work his way back. I'm not down to make a major trade, to be honest. As much as I believe in Anthopoulos, I'd rather trust the arms that we got, give Schuster and Dylan Dodd a couple more chances and see what's going on, but save those pieces for when if you actually need to make a move. And realistically, I think everyone wants the move to be the bullpen.
Right.
Not really a frontline starter, because we have all these different options in arms.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. We can definitely get that going as far as if you want to do trade for some bullpen pieces. I'm cool with that.
Plus the price tag's not going to be as high, so you don't have to give up on certain prospects. I keep on hearing Von Grissom's name thrown out there in like possible trade rumors, and it's like to just entice a larger piece to come, but what is that piece? And I think ultimately we need bullpen. So again, hold on to your chess pieces that you got and trust Anthopoulos at the end of the day, obviously.
Yeah, and even if you want, I feel like even if you wanted to get like let's say a back end reliever as far as maybe another closing type of picture, that would help as well.
Yeah, again, it depends on what options you're looking for. Everyone thinks Rael Iglesias, the way that he's getting paid, he's going to be the closer for the next 2 years, but you still have contract situations that you got to figure out with AJ Minter and Dylan Lee and Jesse Chavez and McHugh and everybody in between. But if you can solidify it with one more closer-esque out there, you can look at Duran from Minnesota. Thank you. I didn't want to say anything. We'll get it. We'll get it. You can look at Duran from Minnesota. You can look at, depending on if the Guardians want to sell on him, Emmanuel Clase. You can look at what's the kid's name?
From where?
Depending on if the Padres don't want to end up paying him and end up letting him go, you can look at Josh Hader.
Yeah,
because when he was with the Brewers, he was lights out, and the Braves were flirting with him for the last couple of years too.
Yep.
And he's a lefty, so if you can always add a lefty to your bullpen, why the hell not?
Always, that's a good thing as far as that goes. Always. Now, one thing I saw a few days ago when we were playing in Oakland, the start for Cal Ripken Jr. when he got the Ironman streak, the 2,600.
Yeah, I saw your post about this.
2,632 games, which of course will never be broken again. That's never going to be touched. Okay? That's never going to happen. But right now, actively playing streak now, Matt Olson, 353 consecutive starts. Unless you know how crazy that record is too. He's the most active in the league right now at 353 straight starts, and the next closest to him is Marcus Semien at 186. And that's crazy to let you know what I'm saying? As far as Ironman durability, that's insane.
Right.
All right, so hold on a second. You said Matt Olson has 300 what?
He has 353 consecutive starts right now.
353, you got 162 games in a year. If he did that for the next 10 years, that's still only 1,600 games. Cal Ripken did how many?
2,632.
Oh, good God.
It's insane. It's asinine, bro. It will never be touched again.
Yeah, I would say he needs like another 16 years playing every single game for 16 years.
You realize the durability of that when it comes to baseball, man?
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, insane.
What was his nickname?
What was his nickname?
Cal Ripken? Iron Man?
They basically called him that toward the end.
Makes sense.
The Iron Man. Yeah, that's the Iron Man, Kyle Ripken Jr. But I just thought that was an insane stat, bro.
It is.
That's insane, man.
Probably similar to Wilt's 100. Probably similar to
Brett Favre's no, it's not Brett Favre's starting streak anymore now, is it? Is it still his?
No, I was just saying more so like unbreakable records.
Oh yeah.
Because of the longevity, obviously, but it's just like that one's just so out of there. It's like that's probably never going to be reached. So I'm saying Wilt's 100 in a game. You can probably say DiMaggio's 56 game hit streak.
Right.
We can come up with some other ones.
I think the only person that got close to that was it Ichiro?
But he get to like what 41?
Yeah, it was something like
low.
that.
You know,
something like that.
I mean, not low, but you can imagine again just how unattainable those records are.
That's insane, bro. It just caught my eye, and I'm like, wow. And it was on the same day that they were talking about Olsen with his streak, and it was the day of the streak was the 30th of last month of May, and it's when he started that streak back in the day. I didn't catch the year, but that was the same day that it was the 30th of May.
Okay.
It was insane. I was like, that's
Oh,
crazy.
the exact same day.
Yeah, like
oh wow,
they
yeah,
started,
okay.
like when the streak started on the 30th.
Oh, anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Transition. Playoffs. Finals time, sir. We have gotten to the point to where y'all finally did. Y'all got there.
Man.
Against all odds. It's the eighth seed. As Brock would say.
If I could have my weight checked daily for the stress after watching these games,
That'd be hilarious.
it'd be like an MMA fighter. It's like, how did you lose 7 pounds in a day? I was like, man, I was so nervous watching these games. Bro. The Jimmy game specifically, game 6, if you will, the tipping. Right?
Yeah, right.
Insane.
Watching it upstairs, I excused myself. We're already closed after work. I don't want to have any Bob Knight-esque incidents.
No chance.
Incidents.
No chance.
chair,
Don't
no
please.
chair.
So I excused myself upstairs. I thought, to be honest, was a 2, but they called it a 3 for when Jimmy was trying to gather, and I was like, okay, somebody.
Thank you.
Okay, okay,
Thank
somebody.
you so much.
He nails all 3, cool, calm, confidently.
That's Jimmy.
And I love Sports and Social, by the way, because they're on a 6-second delay behind us. So I'm watching it, but I'm just one of those weird people. I'm watching it on mute because I don't want to
Yeah,
hear
that
shit.
sound is.
I don't want somebody to
gonna kill
piss
you.
me off. I don't want to
That's
hear.
gonna kill you.
I don't like that announcer jinx. I don't want to hear none of that. Watching upstairs, he hits all 3. All of a sudden, quietly you hear Sports and Social right behind him. I'm like, all right, cool. Turn around, just taking a breath for a second. Didn't even want to watch it. Tip-in happens. And I'm like,
Yeah.
grab a chair and launch it.
That's it was insane, but the way that series ended was insane. Regardless, it was a great series. Though.
Again, I didn't want to be that team that was going to be the first one. There was 150 other teams that went up 3-0 that still sealed the deal.
Yep.
I looked like I don't want to say it, a strung out agent trying to figure out a murder that's been unsolved on First 48, connecting like the red lines in my apartment. Like Charlie Day's character from It's Always Sunny.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm doing all these conspiracy theories in my head, and like I'm sitting at home, just like, all right, well, 150, the Heat, 151, that's flammable rum. The Heat. Okay, so yes, we're gonna win Game 7 no matter what. Third
That
quarter
was
started,
insane.
obviously, played full court press, and it was just kind of over from then.
Yep.
But I believe in them.
I counted on Boston to kind of choke it up a little bit because they get tense in tough situations. They always do. They always do. And there's something about that squad, man. When they get into a tense situation, they start to tense up and miss them threes and turn the ball over. Jaylen Brown was awful in that game.
I mean, we said it before the playoffs started. It's like when they go cold, they go
They
cold.
go cold and they go ice cold and they mess up in every facet of the game when they do that. It's insane. But great season for y'all. Y'all still rolling. And after that game 1, what's your take?
I'm not too worried because again they got 2 free throw attempts, right? This is the first team in NBA history, especially in the postseason, to get 2 free throw attempts.
Yeah,
for the
that's
whole
insane,
game.
bro.
Right, that's crazy.
So-
and that's the total opposite of the way y'all play.
But regardless of what you believe in, you would imagine that in Game 2, even though it's still in Denver, that the refs are going to be a little more favorable towards the Heat.
Right.
If we only end up losing by 9, Max Strus, everybody else kept on. They're all over basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
The shooters on the team that everybody used to. Caleb Martin, who everybody thought was going to be the Eastern Conference Finals MVP versus Jimmy.
Right.
Just they all basically combined to go scoreless.
Right.
Mike, if you're playing, what position would you be
Basketball.
if you're on the court?
Oh man, small forward.
Small forward, perfect. But guaranteed during that game, you could have gave us at least 5. I'm just saying combined.
All these
like,
minutes and nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, right?
So at this
Jimmy
point,
only had like 13 points or something like that.
he got held.
was a rough
He
game
was
for
struggling
him.
too,
Yeah,
but
right, yeah.
I think the elevation got to us a little bit at the end of the day.
That's part of it.
But
lungs are burning.
let them, finally get some air minimally in their lungs.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been to Denver
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
It's hard to breathe up there.
Yeah,
They'll get it going. I believe in Spoelstra. I'll have a nice game plan. But the only thing that I request is before Joker gets over to half court, Bam, Jimmy, Kevin Love, Cody Zeller, whoever the hell we put out there, needs to beat him up before he crosses half court just to make him tired so we don't get 14 assists from a big man.
So one of my favorite players of all time, Kevin Garnett, talked about how if he was guarding Joker, right? So he was like, basically, I meet him at the free throw line. Boom, I'm giving him elbows. I'm riding with him on every screen.
The first free throw line.
Yeah. He said, I'm
on
picking
the other
him
side
up.
of half court.
I'm picking him up. He said, I'm picking him up. We running together. We linked at the hip. We going down. We get on the block. You going on the pick. Hey, I'm yelling to the guard, go under me. We hip to hip.
Right.
I'll give you one of these bowls. I'm going to take some fouls here and there. He said, and on the offensive end, I'm running you. He said, I'm running. He said, we're going to test your endurance today because if you're going to do all the other stuff on the offensive end, you're going to have to chase me free throw to free throw line. We running all day long.
I agree.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Kevin Garnett was how big?
Oh, yeah, 7 feet. Yeah,
No. But like,
stature-wise.
Weight-wise.
Yeah, he's 200. He's what,
I was going to say 225.
Yeah. But at 7 feet tall.
Yeah, right.
240 if you're announcing him as like a WWF wrestler.
Right.
But at the end of the day, Jokic still has,
Girth.
Did you see?
7 foot, 270, 280.
Did you see him bringing them elbows around and bumping people, getting them out the way, and just floating it over? You don't have to jump, man. He, like his touch is so ridiculous, and he's so cerebral in his movements and his footwork. It's insane because all he needs is a little bit of space. If he gets a little bit of space, he can get it right over you, float it right over you. And now he's got this Dirk 1 foot jumper that he's got going now.
He
got this Dirk jumper now.
That's a European knee lift.
Like get up off me a little bit. I'm gonna float it over the top because I'm tall enough you can't block it.
Right.
The apex is coming from behind my head. You can't touch it. So now he's got that developed in the way, like you say, 14 assists from a big man. You just sit there. He sits there and just reads it. Boom. He reads it. Boom. Throws it under. Like his vision's insane, and being 7 feet, almost a Vita Sabonis type thing back in the day.
Good reference.
A Vita Sabonis type deal. Drops it all over the place. And not even my boy Chris Webber. Chris Webber wasn't as big as him, but Chris Webber had that same kind of vision. But he wasn't out here getting 14 assists, 13 assists a game. That's insane on average for a big man. You out here working. Insane. Then overall, Jamal Murray is a dog as well. He's back healthy. He's a dog. That's a great. But they are a good team overall. My pick is still alive. I know you want your Heat to get in there, brother, but my pick's still alive, man.
One game at a time, man. I'm not worried. Like. Again, even if they go down 3-0, it's once the series is over.
Exactly.
But as you mentioned, Chris Webber, so hopefully we can use our timeouts wisely. But we'll be okay. Too soon? Too soon?
No, too soon.
Long time. You can run that all day. But at the end of the day, I like the matchup for y'all as far as toughness goes because y'all got the grit all day long. I'm just worried for y'all, just the size isn't necessarily there. And if you got people like Aaron Gordon getting on switches and he guarding Kyle Lowry, they're going to take him down there and punish him every time. And that's the kind of switching that they're doing out there. So adjustment from Spoelstra and Pat Riley, I'm sure, are coming tonight.
I believe, which is why I'm not worried. Tomorrow night's game 2, yep. I'm not worried.
That's right, they gave him 2 games.
Yeah, which,
Well, y'all need that.
Again, I appreciate the rest.
Y'all need that.
If we're leaving the NBA Finals topic, I would say the departing comment on my behalf is that the 3 other Heat championships, 06, obviously, 12 and 13 with LeBron and Wade and Bosh and everybody, each time they lost the first game.
Yeah, no.
I'll leave it there.
But as the road team, people were saying, it's over with for y'all. As the road team against the number 1 seed, they've been resting. I expected y'all to lose that game, honestly. Everybody was saying that's the one that y'all needed to steal. In reality, that's the one y'all supposed to lose.
Let's steal game 2.
There you go.
Come down to Miami for game 3.
There you go.
Then we'll have,
You got a little momentum going in that case.
Plus, we'll see where the whole comment section of is dead and buried, and then all of a sudden we get one. It's like, oh, well, this is the same team that ran through. They got there for a reason, right?
Exactly.
Right. They've done the work. We'll see the final picture. But for now, it's one game. I'm not worried.
That sounds good to me, man. All right, man. Let's see. Outside of the playoffs, did you see what Monty Williams got, man?
Yes. Good for him.
6 years, $72 million, man.
I was surprised that was the number. I thought it would be somewhere around the 50s.
That's what everybody thought.
9.5
almost
a year.
$13 million a year.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He deserves it, like you said.
Clearly, the potential. I just want to know what he's going to be able to do with that roster because
they're very young. The Pistons are a very young team,
and he is one of those respected veteran coaches.
Oh yeah.
So that's where it's just like,
guy too.
How are you going to get that young Piston team to buy into your potentially old school kind of ways?
See, the only person in Phoenix that really didn't vibe on him was DeAndre Ayton, and they act like they say he has a little diva mentality anyway.
You could see a little Karl Anthony Towns, just a little I'm about myself kind of thing. And it's like, well,
other than that,
it's not going to work
nothing
here.
but love from all the other players, though, for when it comes to Monty Williams.
Why would you not?
And that's what I'm saying. He got you to a finals, turned that team around, got some pieces. So, yeah, my good looks for Monty, man. I'm happy for him.
I thought he was on his way in New Orleans, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
The way,
I
like
was
he was
surprised.
developing with what he had,
right.
and then all of a sudden they let him go, and it's like, I don't think he's had a fair shake pretty much anywhere he's went. But
what was that, 4 years in Phoenix? What was that? Was it 4
At
years?
least,
four
yeah.
years,
It was 4 years?
Right?
Yeah.
That's insane.
One coach of the year twice.
Right. Come
and
on.
still let him go.
And still
Come on.
That's why I'm like, what else you got to do with
And
this?
that's why I didn't blame him for turning down. If you take what job was that he turned down? I think it was the Toronto job he turned down. I think it was. But you have the right to do that, bro. You do what you want with that. You take your time, and who's not gonna take that deal? When she talked with Detroit, it was offering. I'd been like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
You meant to put all the zeros
Yeah,
on here?
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go. I'm on the way.
Right.
I'm on the way. All right, man. So let's see. Let's see what we got next. Oh, when it comes to basketball, did you hear about Scottie Pippen?
What happened?
So Scottie Pippen comes out and says,
I mean, I've heard one thing. I don't want to assume, though.
no,
like,
it's fine. Dude, his most recent thing when it comes to him and Jordan.
Jordan's son.
No. Well, that's the thing.
See,
too.
that's where I was going.
That's
I
the
was
thing
like,
too.
I don't want to say
We
the
can
wrong
hit that.
thing.
We can hit that. That's the thing too.
I
But
think it plays a
That's-
part in it.
yeah, but Pippen came out and said that before
You're setting me up too easy. You're saying we can hit that. I was like, so did his son.
and is. That's what's crazy about it.
You know. All right. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, good. So Scottie comes out and says that Jordan, before him and Phil got there, that Jordan wasn't a good player. He just said he was like he wasn't a good player when we got there. We helped develop him a little bit more. This, that, and the third. And everybody's like, Scottie, come on, man, you wilding now.
Does he do anything like post basketball?
Remember at one point he was on ESPN, NBA Today or whatever it is on ESPN. He was on that for a second.
He's just trying to stay relevant off of Jordan's name by saying some
But
outlandish
why
shit.
you gotta go there? That, like you said, that's the most outlandish thing you could ever say.
But it seems like every
Scottie
couple
Pippen
years,
to say
you know?
that, like, come on, bro.
You're just doing this to stay relevant at this point.
And
Like,
it's not working, not in a positive way. That's not good. Like, that's
all
not doing
negative,
anything.
keep saying stuff like that, they're gonna drop you off of the all 75 team. Man.
And that's the same. You deserve to be on it, but you can't talk. Come on, bro. Y'all rode that ride together. That was your ace boom coming from the jump. Now it's not nobody's fault that you messed up your money because the bad deal you took, and you was on the same level. You and Jordan both, as far as money wise, were doing about the same thing for a minute there. And you signed that bad deal, talking about you want to keep your family together when you knew the GM wasn't going to let you out of that deal. He told you not to sign it.
That was one of the worst contracts in NBA history.
But I'm saying, if the GM tells you not to sign the contract and you sign it anyway, and he tells you I'm not letting you out of his contract until it's over, you can't get upset about that. You did that to yourself.
Yeah, I'm sure he's made more money outside of his NBA career, to be honest, at this point.
I
But
got a pair of his shoes at the house, the original Pippins. I got a pair at the crib.
he's probably just taking shots because he's mad that his ex, and
Well, go on to say it. Jordan's son is with his ex-wife, and that's
Currently.
crazy.
currently,
Yeah, currently.
Yeah.
That's insane.
that's probably why
You
he's
knew
just
me
taking
when
shots.
I was a kid,
Just take your shots.
man.
Right.
I was a kid when when you knew me, man.
But also, give yourself a quick Google if you haven't seen what she looks like.
No, totally understand.
Not terrible,
No,
you know? Like, just
no,
not
a
the
problem.
worst thing in the
Not
world.
a problem. I get it, but that is that's next level though. That's kind of different, and for that to be the two names and like, whew, that's tough right there. So, like I said, when it comes to Scottie, that might be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, dog, you can't be talking like that. That's just unnecessary. You don't have to
just
do that.
trying to stay relevant,
Right.
Somebody saying something dumb.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know what it is. Like, don't do that. You should know what it is. It's not as far as it being a big deal. Also, there's a rumor that Embiid might be out of Philly, and the Knicks are chomping at the bit. And also, tell me how you feel about this Trae Young to the Lakers talk I keep hearing about.
Okay, here comes the shoulda, coulda, woulda NBA trade machine.
Right.
I do have a question though. Small forward, why? You mentioned it earlier.
That's just one out there. I'm not a shooting guy. I ain't gonna be able to shoot like that. But small forward, more like a defensive specialist, guard people. That's
Bruce
it.
Bowen?
Yeah,
what
something
are we
like
talking?
that.
Spot up in the corner on offense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sound good to you?
I ain't trying to drop 30 and nothing like that. Just
No, you play your role.
play my role.
I feel
Play my
you.
role.
That's what's
right.
up. Now, as far as for you, bro, when you was out there shooting and balling, what was your thing?
Point guard, definitely defense.
Yeah.
Lockdown, John Stockton.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to set you up any day of the week. You need a clutch three, a couple free throws. I got you. Outside of that, go get it.
Yeah.
I want to have the greatest view in the house. Like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I get that. I was a banger, man. You don't come in there with the foolishness. I'm throwing it to the yard, and I'm grabbing everything that come out the backboard, and if I drive it on you, get out the way. I ain't necessarily I'm gonna dunk on you, but I was a football player, so I was one of them boys that played. We're not playing football. We ain't on the football field. Hey, man, get out the way. Don't come here with that shit.
No blood, no foul.
Right.
Like, don't come here with that. I ain't playing that game.
What up, Hamby?
Right. What up? What Hamby talking about?
He just literally chimed in saying, "What up, homie?"
That's my guy. Right there. That's my guy.
Josh Hamby is one of our regulars on the show. Diehard Falcons fan. I'm sure he's happy to see you as well.
Okay. All right.
Matthew Rainey as well. Just done.
Rainey's. Oh, that was the first time I saw it. My apologies. What's Rainey been saying? Welcome in, Rainey. A lot. Feel free. Okay.
All right,
He's
man.
an LSU Tiger though, so
Yeah.
take it with a grain of
It's one of
salt.
those things. Now, for you, we're going to get into you, my brother, before we go to this commercial break. I'm glad to have you on again. Went to college in Northern Illinois, right? How was your whole college experience? And we just had the draft as far as everything, as far as how it all went for you. How do you remember that time period as far as your draft day?
Draft day?
Draft
weekend?
Draft weekend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. I mean, you happy that your names get called, but
Right.
you want to get called early. Everybody wants to get called earlier, and I had to wait a long time.
Right.
And now that just kept a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, coming into the league and just had to wait my turn behind LT, which was kind of like difficult a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, and you know, I feel like I can play, but I just can't get out there yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got the league MVP. I'm sitting behind the MVP, you know, so I got to wait my turn. So, yeah, but draft weekend, man, it was real stressful, you know, because you see another running back's name's getting called. You're like, man, I'm better than that guy. I'm better than that guy.
Are you one of those guys that remembers the running back that were taken in front of them?
I remember.
You got a couple names.
Yeah, a couple
I know
names.
you got a couple.
I got a few. You want me to mention some of them?
Yeah.
But,
That's your choice. That's your choice.
No. I was with Steven Jackson and
Okay.
Chris Perry, Julius Jones,
Okay.
Cedric Cobbs, Tatum Bell.
Okay, I remember him too.
Man, who else got picked in front of me? Man, about three, 4 more, because I was like the 10th running back drafted. So, Greg Jones from Florida State.
Okay.
Yeah, he got picked. Well, he was a tailback in college, but they moved him to fullback.
Yeah, they did. They moved to fullback.
Yeah,
Because it was just a physical freak and a body.
yeah. So, so it was. I mean, it was as far as like name recognition draft class as running backs.
Yeah.
That was a good.
Yeah.
Good
Everybody was
draft, but
productive.
everybody didn't pan out. You know, in like what everybody predicted.
Well,
so.
you and Steven Jackson were the class of that running back group, in my opinion.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You and Steven Jackson, no doubt about it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like overall, they had some good production, but you and Steven were definitely the class of that running back.
For everyone that doesn't know, Northern Illinois specifically is located in what part?
DeKalb, Illinois, is a couple of miles west of Chicago.
And originally you're from?
North Chicago.
Did you watch the draft at your house? Where were you, if you remember, when you were at the draft?
Day one, my mom set up a draft party at a
little viewing party, yeah.
And I was telling her at the time, I was like, I got a feeling I'm not going
calm down
first
a
day.
little bit.
I got a
There's
feeling I'm
a
not going.
chance,
There's a
but
chance
then
I'm not
you
going
feel-
first day. But
yeah.
my mom's like, she don't care if I don't go first day. It's just a celebration to me.
Yeah,
So I appreciate
absolutely.
that. So
Mom
that's how I looked at it. I
roots.
was like, yeah, but I just had that feeling. I was
Yeah.
like, I might not go early, but I enjoy having family and friends there.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, cool. That sounds good to me, man. All right, I think we're getting closer. We're going to take us a quick little break, and then we're going to come back in and hit our segment, highly recommend. We're going to get into this more this football talk.
Okay.
All right, sound
cool.
good to me? Sound good to you, my brother?
Hell yeah, man.
What else we got? When we come back, we got some more shout-outs to do as well.
Absolutely. We'll be happy to pay some bills, give everybody some shout-outs. Special thank you to Michael Turner for being in the building once again. RyanBeasley.com for most of your smell good needs. Shout out to Rich for being in the building. Everybody, please chime in on the social media lines. We'll be happy to get you included, and looking forward to talking to Michael Turner when we get back.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the second half of the Gary and Harry Show, episode number 14. We got a very special VIP guest in the building. Special thank you to Michael Turner for being here.
Yes, sir. My man. Do people still call you Burner?
Oh yeah,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do. That's one of the classic nicknames.
Yeah.
Man. That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
So, before we get to highly recommend, I'm gonna ask you something. What was your fastest 40 time? Because you have some speed to you. What was your fastest 40 time you ever ran?
when I was in North, they was clocking me in the 4.3s.
Really?
Yeah,
Low 4.3?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Out there rolling. What was you weighing before you got drafted? What was your weight?
I was.
God dang.
Right.
I was wondering. I was wondering. Just in case. Some people remember that kind of stuff. I was just checking.
I was like,
Yeah, but,
I was
you know.
I was 230 in college.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man.
Yeah.
That's wild. All right, man. So real quick, we're gonna change lanes. Look, I was just wondering. It was on my mind.
All right, but just real quickly, I just noticed your shirt, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, old school.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
I'm a wrestling fan. So yeah.
Oh man, that's dope.
That goes very perfect into the highly recommend, if you don't mind.
I
Okay.
recommend. So what we do is we talk about different things we've seen or what we watching and stuff like that. You got anything you've been watching? Anything you got your binging on? Or anything?
And I think I'm binging on. I was,
Movies
it's
or
just
anything?
the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
The playoffs just keep you busy, man. And I even watch hockey playoff too. So
Okay.
So it's that time of the year when like
Stanley Cup
all
time.
my shows is on the back burner. I'll probably catch up with them later, something like
feel you
that.
on
I definitely got some recommendations. Highly recommend
Highly
some
recommend.
wrestling shows for you if you haven't seen them. But going back to hockey, who are you picking now for the finals?
I'm going with Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah, going with Vegas. You're a Florida
No,
Panther.
it's all good. We're not going to fight. We're not going to fight. Again, just like the Heat, the Panthers are an 8 seed, and I think more so if you're asking people the Panthers versus the Heat, the Panthers are happy to be there kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But,
Both
Vegas
good
has
runs.
just looked dominant.
Yeah.
Especially in those
Good runs
Western
on both
Conference.
ends for
Yeah.
those.
In that Western Conference Finals, Vegas just looked dominant. So, I guess congratulations ahead of time on the hockey championship there.
I'm not a Vegas fan. I'm just
For the finals,
Yeah.
for NBA, I would assume which way you're probably picking as well.
I'm picking Denver, but I'm not into the sweet talk. You know,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm into 4-2.
Thank you.
I'm into 4-2 range.
That's what I said. I said it's six.
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
it's 6 games.
It's the NBA at the end of the day, so they'll
Yeah.
probably try and stretch it out a little
Yeah,
bit, see
yeah.
what they can get out of it.
Right.
I'm hoping for the same as well, but not happy to be there. Again, just one game at a time. As far as highly recommended for wrestling, have you ever seen the Dark Side of Wrestling on Vice TV?
Oh yeah. I've definitely seen all those.
I've been trying to get Gary on it.
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal. It starts out first episode Chris Benoit and the murder in Atlanta and everything.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it out there, highly recommend. Dark Side of Wrestling, Vice TV. Little gory though,
crazy stories.
very detailed, little gory. But if you're looking for that kind of late night action, you won't be disappointed for sure,
Definitely,
right?
definitely. It's a great show.
Now, when it comes to wrestling as well, have you checked out the biography, A&E biography shows?
Yes, I
See,
checked
that's
those
my
out.
business.
Yeah,
Wrestling
I was
fan,
talking about.
that's what
You're
I'm talking
right.
about.
And the territory shows on Vice as
Yeah,
well. You know,
absolutely.
So like I watch all
All
wrestling
the
stuff.
rest. That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
up, man. Now, who's your favorite wrestler now? Overall, if you had to pick
Right
your
now?
guy, just in general, even if you talk old
Overall.
school, overall, even if you had to go old school guy.
You go Mount Rushmore if you want.
Yeah.
Oh
dude,
yeah,
your top 4.
Yes, Stone Cold, Ric
Yeah.
Flair. Got to put Hogan up there. Hollywood Hogan.
Specific, black and white.
Specific.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
NWO Hogan.
Yeah, NWO Hogan and man, that for like, probably Macho Man.
Macho?
Macho.
And then that's crazy though, having Hogan and Macho Man up there, especially where they ended up with their
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
but that's
yeah,
dope. That's
yeah,
a good
it
Rushmore.
was, yeah.
You got one on that, Macho?
Oh man! All
Give me
right.
one.
Obviously, just based off the last name, I got to go Goldberg, right?
Oh, okay.
My last name's
That was my
Goldberg,
guy,
so
man.
I got to go Goldberg. This is a tough one.
Yep, sprung it on you. It's here.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
It's here now. Let's do it.
Taker for the Mystique.
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Dog. Nah.
Macho's a really good one.
Yeah.
Not because I do like impersonating him, because most people can, but no, Macho's a good one. And Roddy Piper, because he was just off the walls.
He was.
And everybody
Insane.
keeps on like learning something new about him after his career, like the Jimmy Snuka coconut stunt. He was like, no, like that was
Insane.
real, and I smashed the shit out of him. He was loose.
Yeah, he was
and if
loose,
you
yeah,
watch
yeah.
his documentary, like living out of his car, kind of in and out of shelters and
that
stuff.
wrestling game, man. A lot of them have that similar type of store where they were wrestling for $20.
You had to grind to make it.
Oh yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely. It wasn't all blown up as it is now.
No, and then especially on those underground circuits, you just traveling just to go do it for a night, just to get your name out there, hope somebody sees you and try to take you in.
Yep.
Now, overall, well, I guess I'll give my 4.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Stone Cold's got to be up there, man.
Well, yeah.
And because of the rivalry in itself, I got to put Rock up there. That was one of the greatest rivalries ever. Stone Cold and Rock was insane.
I just hate the way The Rock would sell stuff.
Oh yeah,
that like those stunners.
Oh, he was
like just doing
best
too
sell
much.
of the stunner ever. Best sell ever of the stunner. I'll see. After Rock,
Why can't you? I mean, I'll be happy to share it, but I want you to say this too. We want everybody involved. Hell yeah! I mean, this is a great 4. Mike wants to share his 4 when you get done.
Okay.
I mean, it's a great 4 though.
After Austin and Rock, Mankind, man. I was a big
The
fan.
faces of Foley.
Yeah, man. I was a
Faces
big
of Foley.
fan, man. And it's crazy. You talk about crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Since I remember that stunt when he Undertaker threw him off top of the cage, and he said Undertaker said that
Hell in the Cell.
he was asking him to do that for months, and he kept telling him, "No, Mick, I'm not throwing you off top of the cage. I'm not doing it." He asked him for 2 months straight, and he finally said yes when it came to that Hell in the Cell. And
But you can understand why you say no for 2 months because he barely landed that spot.
Right.
Right.
Barely made it.
Grazed the table.
Exactly.
Right.
And Taker said the whole time, he was like, please get up, please move, just move, because it's insane. Then he wanted to start the match on top of the cage, and Taker had a broke ankle in that match.
That's yours?
And it was
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Rich?
And I guess for the last one, oof, that's tough.
You know?
You sprung this on us, man.
I know it's tough for me too. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great question though. You know.
Yeah.
I was big on Kevin Nash, but for me, I was a big Sting fan, especially when he went Black Sting and during the NWO time. I was a big fan, man. But I was a big fan of that whole. I was a big red and black NWO fan, so I had to rock with that.
Okay.
I had to.
Red and black
what we got from Mike?
NWO.
What we got?
Very specific.
What we got on that list? We got everybody chiming in today.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I would love for everybody to chime in.
Yeah.
So, special thank you to the M. Alex Broadcasting Company and Power 108.9 for their selections of.
What we
I
got?
feel like this was Chappelle Show's racial draft almost. Power Mike selects with his first round pick Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Hey, Superfly. Yes, sir.
But wait, there's more. In the second round, Jake Roberts.
Ooh,
yes, sir. That's
Number
a good
3, Ricky the Steamboat.
Steamboat.
Ricky the Dragon, to be more
Yes,
specific.
indeed.
And Mr. Physique himself, Tony Atlas.
Man, that's some
okay.
classics you
Tony
got
Atlas.
on that one. That's some good ones right there, dog.
Not to be outdone by Ryan's selections. RyanBeasley.com for most of your smell good needs. Feel free to use that promo code GHS10, RyanBeasley.com.
Absolutely.
She also has Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Paul White, also known as The Big Show.
Yeah.
The Big Show.
Yes, sir.
Stunning Steve Williams, also known as Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Indeed.
And some guy named Terry, also known as Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I thought you would say Terry Funk.
I was about to say,
Not a
drop.
bad choice for those hardcore wrestlers.
Another good name drop.
Rich as well. We got just 2.
I didn't finish writing, but I got it.
Not trying to call you out, but
Yeah, go ahead.
okay.
Man, you good.
Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh,
Warrior was
So,
was insane.
The Road Warriors.
Oh,
Road
man.
Warriors.
Yeah. Damn,
Animal and Hawk.
Yeah.
I saw Jim Duncan.
Hey-o. Very nice.
He wanted to say Dennis Rodman, but I said no.
His little
I mean, in that case, give me Karl Malone. You know,
that little stint. Who we got?
Hey.
Who we got? I can
Matt Rainey coming in with Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and DDP
Diamond
Yoga.
Dallas Page.
DDP
Diamond-
Yoga.
Right, which is now the RKO, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
They try to say it's different.
Because he just stood there, but Randy Orton flies all around the place and does it.
We can obviously finish the show on wrestling if you want. But at least transitioning while everybody else is chiming in. I keep on forgetting I got a TV on my right. My bad, Mike. I'll make sure to use that. Best spear. Best spear.
Ooh,
Best spear?
Best spear.
I'm going Goldberg.
Thank you.
I'm going Goldberg on that
Appreciate
one.
it.
And he's my honorable mention on my Mount Rushmore. I almost put him on there.
Because again, we were talking about the cutter RKO.
Yeah,
Everyone's got their little spin on it.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley does that flip thing.
Yeah. He's a monster of a human being, by the way.
I wish
Edge.
Edge did his thing.
Edge is definitely nice with the spear.
Roman Reigns is using it now.
And I remember when Edge speared Mankind through that flaming table. That's crazy.
That was like literal end of Mick Foley's career.
Yeah.
And you're still doing stuff like that? I'm like, come on, man. You shouldn't have
That's
to
what
do
his
that.
family was like. Look, bro, I understand, but you got to relax a little bit. Because if you see him now, he always had a little limp to him anyway.
Yeah,
But now that limp is crazy.
Oh, well.
He's Santa Claus now. Did you know that? He plays Santa Claus for kids and stuff. Like,
No.
He's like a legit Santa
Maybe
Claus.
don't take off the earmuffs because you don't want to see that one ear.
Crazy how he got that ear cut off in the ropes. That's insane.
Part of wrestling. But
right,
again, if
right,
you saw
right.
the documentary, it's like, look at Abdullah the Butcher's forehead,
yeah,
man.
man,
Like all those other guys, it's just like, you shouldn't have to do this. We love you to death for these characters that you're selling us and the storylines, but like,
Talk about taking a bump.
You know.
Bumps
You're
out
right.
there,
You're right.
man. And I remember like stuff like I have to give to Vince. He was the ultimate enemy as far as Vince McMahon was. He was the boss and everything like that. But I remember seeing one where he got smacked in the head with a trash can lid. And it's just like the whole thing bent. Then it's like you can't fake that kind of stuff, bro. Like you have to get hit with those lids.
Oh, yeah.
And going through these tables and following them. Like they have to follow a certain way. Like I don't care if you say it's scripted, okay, whatever. But the athleticism and stuff that these dudes do is insane.
They
It's
take pride
legit.
of it. They take pride in it too.
the chair shots to the head back in
Yeah,
the day, it's like,
yeah, right.
those aren't fake wood chairs.
No, they're not. It's insane. Like like you said, even going through those tables, even though they might be thin wood, you still getting
Little
power bomb
shards stuck in your body. It's like, man.
And like Mankind, remember ECW? ECW was insane.
Yeah, as soon as it started to bring out the tacks and the barbed wire,
Right,
then
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just like, oh god.
And they had the whole barbed wire match where the barbed wire was on the ropes.
Yeah, that's the ropes. Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
Like ECW was maniac. Then that's when you had Mankind taking out thumbtacks and landing them on in the mats and slamming people on them. It's like, come on, bro. Y'all taking it extreme. But that was the era. That era
was
will never be
Extreme
done.
Championship Wrestling,
Yeah, man. But even with that, the Attitude Era in itself.
Yeah, that'll
was
never be.
insane.
Yeah, that'll
Oh,
never be
man,
duplicated again. No, that
never.
was. Yeah,
It took over everything, mainstream media, everything, not just sport or wrestling entertainment. Like
Right.
that's what took it to the level it is now, to where they can do the things that they do. But that was insane.
I have a feeling, hopefully, a WrestleMania will be coming back to Atlanta soon.
Every time it does, it sells out. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think it's been done since like early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
I was
maybe-
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Last time they did WrestleMania here.
Yeah, I was here.
do you remember when it was?
It had to be around 2010 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, damn, really? All right, well,
yeah.
I'm hoping it's coming back.
It should at some point. It should. But I had somebody go to it. I knew somebody that went to WrestleMania last year, and they were like, "Man, this isn't the same anymore." I was like, "Nah, it's not the same, but it's still the same concept." You know what I'm saying? You got to be into the storyline, into the character.
I mean, it's never going to stay the exact same. It's going to evolve into, 4 or 5, 6 hours, just like the Super
Right.
Bowl. It's like
Right.
you get a 45-minute halftime show and everything else.
Right.
So
It's cool, but good wrestling talk, man. That was good, man. We
good
like
to
you
know.
said,
I
I didn't know
literally
that.
didn't know
either. But like you say, from the shirt, you
Yeah.
can pick it up on that. But that's dope, though. As
Thank you. Appreciate it.
really, it's some people don't understand that era when it comes to wrestling. And they weren't, if you weren't into it, you
Right.
just didn't necessarily get it. But that was a dope time.
Yeah.
I guess final question again, departing from wrestling, heel or face? Who would you be?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question. heel? Yeah.
I like to be the bad guy.
Yeah, so being the heel it unlocked a lot of people too.
Yeah, right.
Being the heel, 'cause they started off being good, and all of a sudden when they turned heel is when they most of their popularity. I think Rock did that when he turned heel and left the Nation of Domination and went with the Boss and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That,
right.
that was a huge deal for him turning heel, and it's one of them things, man. The heel get the love, man.
Right, yeah.
The heel get some
Yeah,
love
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
I think I'll be a heel too.
Solo or are you joining a group?
I like to be in a faction. I like to be in a faction.
Yeah.
Any
I like to jump in the ring sometimes.
any
help
desired
somebody out.
one?
No desired one. You know, it's like NWO is probably NWO and Four Horsemen was probably like the
I'm not gonna
two
lie.
greatest of all time.
Agreed.
You know, so.
DX, man. DX.
Oh, you like DX?
Yeah, what?
It's hard not to, you know?
Man,
no,
what? I got 2 words for you.
Yeah.
Man, what?
Especially the little, skits and stuff that
Yeah,
they put on.
yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
allude
they
to.
was more like comedic kind of.
Them
I-
boys were
I would do
bad
the
though.
same.
Them boys were bad though.
I hate to say it though, but not a heel. More so, it's gonna sound so stupid, but it's just me admitting to my personality. You obviously, hopefully, watched the later WWE wrestling, like the Santino Marella character,
yeah.
the dude with the snake and shit like that. I would just do stupid shit like that. to
Oh,
be
you're right,
honest.
you're right, right,
I,
right,
I would
right,
be
right,
a
right, right.
our truth comedy relief.
Oh
kind of
yeah,
thing.
you trying to do something like that?
I would rather do that.
yeah.
Because A, you're hopefully not taking that many bumps. B,
Yeah.
you can still get paid decently, and it's like C, just stay ass in catering, and if we need you, we'll tell you. And I was like, hell yeah,
put
man.
you
know.
I'm just getting a paycheck.
I would like to
They'll put
do.
you
I
on
would
the-
like to do something like
You
that. I
know,
would like
right?
to be the comic relief
That's
a little
all.
bit. Yeah.
That's all.
Heel or face. You know,
Yeah.
because you could be both
In
either
that
way.
comedy room.
Right,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like just based off of my size, I know how big I can get billed, and I'm not going to be obviously a 7-footer, so it's just like I might as well be
Shout out
comedy
to the regular
relief.
size people. Shout out to Rey Mysterio, the legend. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Rey
yeah,
Mysterio
yeah.
out there still doing
Damn, I
it.
ain't stereo
No,
size,
I'm
but
saying,
yeah, I
I
get it.
said the regular size guys. You know
But
what I'm
he's
saying?
not regular size.
Well, not that, that, but you're talking about as far as being up against those monsters every day.
I would
You know
I
what
would
mean?
compare Rey Mysterio to like a Darren Sproles. So I'm
Right.
like, wait a minute.
I get it. But yeah, man, that's great times, man. Great times. All right, we getting toward the back end now. Let's hit NFL real quick, man. Let's hit this NFL block before we get up out of here. The news right now, everybody's looking at DeAndre Hopkins. And I saw today that he said that he's now open to any team. He wasn't necessarily any quarterbacks he was looking at. He's open to whatever team, technically. And he said by July camp, he wants to be, that's his deadline to sign a deal. So what do you think as far as fit-wise you can see DeAndre Hopkins?
I mean, who can't fit in with the Chiefs?
Yeah,
They can use another weapon.
they definitely could. They lost Juju.
Yeah. Man,
It's
I mean, it depends what kind of role he wants to be. I mean, because they saying he's not a number one receiver anymore, which
Bullshit.
but
Sorry.
it's all right. So
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Look at what he was able to do without a quarterback in Arizona when
Right.
Kyler Murray was hurt, and at the same time, look at the numbers that he's put up.
Right.
I absolutely disagree with that. Now, depending on which team that he goes to, he might be okay being a number 2.
right.
There's somebody in this room right now that wants him to go to the Buffalo Bills, but I don't want that to
Yeah,
happen.
that'd be a good. Oh yeah.
I'm a
Him and
Dolphin,
Diggs.
obviously, so I don't want him, but I'm still okay in taking our chances with Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard.
Yeah.
However, not trying to cut you off, just saying
No,
best
no.
fit. He used to have Deshaun Watson throwing the ball, so you can go to Cleveland.
Yeah, and they could use him in Cleveland.
Yeah,
I
right,
mean,
yeah.
but he's one of those players. Like I feel like you say, regardless of the quarterback, he gonna
He's
get
gonna make some
open.
plays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How
some
old is he?
players.
29?
32.
He ain't 32.
I can double check and sure. I'm
No,
pretty sure.
yeah, I gotta-
I'm pretty sure Hopkins around the 30 range at this point, dog. I'm pretty sure. But either way, he can fit in pretty much any system. Now they said at one point the Chiefs and Bills were trying to take him so the other team wouldn't get him. They
Right,
one of
right.
those type of deals. 30? Okay.
All
30.
right, but again, I don't think, like, even if he's not a number 1, I think he's a 1B.
Oh,
30.
absolutely.
30, and he don't have a lot of wear because he missed some time too. So during his career, so it's not like
And he did put up numbers last season off of the 6-game suspension he had, and still put up numbers like some 70-something catches, almost 1,000 yards in the amount of games that he played.
With all due respect, who was throwing him the ball?
That's what I'm saying. It was
Colt
Da-
McCoy
David
and,
Blau.
you know.
oh yeah, who was the other guy?
I think it was David Blau. Or something like that. That's what I think it was.
Well, either way, I think just depending on the system and team that he ends up joining,
Right.
he can have a deadline, but it started from like his top 5 little wish list, right? Then it turned into only a couple teams that I want to play for. Now it's turned into I'm open to the whole league.
Right.
So is the market not what you thought it would be, or what you've been asking for is now unattainable, and now you just kind of
Pick the pieces
open
up.
up your options and maybe take a lot less than you thought you wanted.
What are the Rams doing? Are the Rams not looking to?
I don't know what they're doing, to be honest.
Because they kind of blew up their team a little bit, but
Yeah,
you
because
still
I thought
got
they were in-
Stafford. You still got Stafford there though.
Because I thought they were in cap hell when it's why they blew up their team. To be honest,
Yeah. So I mean, he
Giving
can
out
go-
all
he
those
can go to
bad
LA.
contracts.
He can go to LA.
Neil, I remember him also saying he wants to go to a team with a quarterback that can lead. And it says an elite quarterback. He wants a quarterback that can lead a group of men in a defense because defense wins championship. And that's him quoting that. So, you know, people keep saying, oh, we can bring him in Atlanta. Hey, of course you would take a DeAndre Hopkins. Anybody would take it. But
if I'm putting them in a situation that I know they need another receiver that might help their young quarterback get over the hump, I hate to say it, the Chargers.
Oh man,
Oh man,
that would
yeah,
be
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
That would be
yeah,
nice
yeah,
because
yeah.
Allen and Williams can't stay healthy. They gonna
They
miss some
can't stay
time.
healthy.
Both of them
Right.
gonna miss some time at some point.
I'm giving up faith on them to stay healthy.
On both of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it showed that the last
Yeah.
2 or 3 years for
Yeah,
both of
it's
them,
been a long-
missing
yeah.
6 games apiece every year
Yeah,
at least. And
Yeah, the injury bug's been out there serious. And,
and
you know,
then Herbert, shoot, he getting taking them licks, but
Right.
you know they playing games with Austin Eckler. I don't understand that. Like, man, leading the league in touchdowns the last 2 years.
Right.
I don't-
3.
3 years.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man. Why are you playing games with Austin Eckler?
a fantasy football guy right there.
Oh,
3 years.
we in the league together. We in the
Oh,
league
yeah.
together.
Only because I didn't believe it.
Right.
Like that's just one of those questions that somebody would be, when you're trying to draft, everyone's taking Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry
Yeah,
somewhere at the top,
yeah.
and then someone that takes Austin Eckler, and it's just like, wait, why?
Yeah, yeah.
When you go and look it up, it's
take
like,
him
he's
around
had the
the
most
8th,
touchdowns.
9th, 8th or
I was
9th
like,
pick.
seriously?
Yeah.
But still never cracks 1,000 yards, but just does a
He gonna
little
catch-
bit of everything,
but
you
he's
know?
gonna catch it too. He's gonna catch 60, 70 balls at the same time just to go with it.
With all due respect, though, it does show you that how much the running back position might have either been diminished or devalued, because again, you would always be drafting at the top of the list Adrian Peterson, Michael Turner, someone that you knew was going to be putting up numbers, but at the end of the day, now it's just like most people grab the backup as well, just in
Right,
case of
yeah.
either handcuffing or injury or whatever.
Right.
There's a lot of running back by committee out there these days.
Right, yeah.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
We have a spot in our fantasy football league. If you want to join, we'd be happy to have you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, that'd be dope.
But you understand, it's just like it's not as, and they're not getting drafted as high as well.
Right, right.
Unless
right.
you are that Adrian Peterson, Zeke Elliott, Bijan Robinson.
say,
Congratulations.
Perfect segue.
Yes, sir. You knew it was coming. Perfect segue. How'd you feel about that pick, and how do you feel about him as a running back as far as how special he can be?
I watched him in Texas, Texas, so I was a fan of his coming out of college.
Same.
Did I think the Falcons was going to get him? No, I did not think that. Even though the rumors was out there, I was like, because we did pretty good in the run game last year and everything
Top
else.
5.
And I love
Algier.
Algier,
Yeah.
and we got to speak with a little bit, and the running back by committee already. And we got Patterson, and all that, all the pieces that we got there already.
Right.
I didn't think at 8
Right.
that we was going to get him.
Right.
But he's here, so I'm with Arthur Smith and everybody else. I would love to see the combinations that he come up with, because I know he's just not going to just handle the football.
Oh, no.
There's going to be some
Absolutely
mismatch things that Arthur Smith is working his mind right now.
And I
of
think
how to-
that
how
was
to
his
do that.
thing too, because him having a bell cow in Tennessee as far as Derrick Henry, he's a different kind of back.
Right.
So you could give it to him 20 times,
Yeah.
but you kind of wasting his talent at that point.
Right.
So now I'm looking at it. Patterson can start splitting out again. Then you have Algier where you can run certain packages and let Algier be the up back, and you got Bijan and Patterson in the slot with
Right.
Pitts and London on the outside and Jonnu at the tight end.
They can play anywhere on
they
the
can
field. So
play
like
games with that
your
offense.
defensive coordinator can't look at the huddle and try to predict
The formation.
the formation or what's coming. Because some guys are like that predictable. Like, all right, these group of guys are in. This is what coming. High probability that this is coming.
Kyle Pitts is not out there to block. So
Right.
he
Yeah.
cannot-
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Then got Drake London. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
No, big guys too, man. Tall frames.
Right, yeah, that's
you know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying.
Big
Yeah,
catch radius.
yeah,
I feel a lot of Pitts being technically the number 2 receiver this year. I feel like that's going to be one of the things because of Jonnu. That's a big signing as far as being able to help out that tight end slot, and he likes the tight end, former tight end coach as far as Arthur Smith goes. So I think he'll be split out a lot more than he will being connected to the formation.
Correct.
But we'll see as far as that goes. But I was excited about the pick. Now I said it. The only person I would have took offensively was him. Other than that, I was going to say and go defense.
Oh,
at
yeah,
at
right,
8.
right, yeah,
Other than that,
right,
it was
yeah,
defense at 8.
yeah.
Now, we've done best available the last couple of years, and technically, if you want to go best available, it was him and Jalen Carter. A lot of people would have wanted to see Jalen, but I feel like it would have been he's got to come in and be the guy if we take him because of the Georgia ties and being in Atlanta. But in Philly, I feel like Jalen don't have to be the guy. He can get comfortable.
Right. Because they stacked.
He can get comfortable and make that happen. How you feel about those Philadelphia Dogs too? By the way, that's crazy, right? All
Yeah.
the Georgia Bulldogs up there.
Yeah. They said
That's insane.
They said there was a lazy recruiting that just went to Georgia and just said we're gonna draft these guys right here.
You call it lazy, but they fell to him.
They got 5 on defense.
They fell to him.
And they didn't they trade for another Georgia Bulldog or something like that.
So yeah, that's funny you said that. We were on day 3 of the draft. That morning we had a show, and I was just completely talking out my ass, just like, oh, wouldn't it be fun because the Lions drafted in the first round Jamar Gibbs kid,
Oh,
right?
right, that's right.
What is it?
Jameer
At
Gibbs.
Alabama, and they drafted him at like 12 overall.
They traded up to get him.
But they also signed David Montgomery from the Bears. So it's like that makes DeAndre Swift available. And it's like, well, shit, who needs a running back? Miles Sanders went to Carolina. Damn, who the Eagles have?
He called it that day.
Brightwell, and with all due respect, Boston Scott.
Yep.
So it's like maybe they need a running back. It's like shit. I mean, there's a connection there because we were trying to figure out who the DB was that came from Detroit to Philly. Obviously, ended up being Darius Slay. But it's like, well, just maybe call and ask about DeAndre Swift. As soon as we left the show, went over to Terrapin, literally for like a 7th or 6th round pick, whatever they traded for, Swift to the Eagles, and it's like, well, damn, the Eagles are like the Bulldogs now, basically.
That's what everybody came with as soon as it happened.
Drafted N'Kobe Dean, got Jordan Davis, drafted Keely Ringo in like the beginning of the 4th round or something like that. So it's like, well, how many do they have now? Good Lord.
A lot. But the one thing about that, everybody will be comfortable and they're going to know each other. They're going to know each other's tendencies and stuff like that because they've been playing together for the last 3 or 4 years. So it's been one of those things where, it'll help them as far as cohesiveness.
Correct. It makes sense from like a camaraderie chemistry standpoint. But you're also taking a big gamble.
Oh, yeah.
You're basically saying that defense, which is more than half the team now, is good enough to stop NFL players.
Right.
There's as you know, there's
not-
a
it's
extreme
big
difference between
difference.
college and NFL. And if you start stacking college players, it doesn't matter if they're the greatest college team of all time. You can look back at the 01 Hurricanes with Andre Johnson and all the people on that team. You can go back to Florida State teams. You can go to Oklahoma teams. You can go to USC, Alabama, everything in between. When you start stacking college players in the NFL, it's not the same.
Not the same. Definitely not the same.
It's not the same. Now, I'm going to ask you now, when you got drafted, like you say, you were behind LT, you were getting the spots here and there because I love that team, that Charger team. I play with that team on Madden all day long. I was huge on that team. But, you would see you get out there and break a 60-yarder, break a 70-yarder here. And then for us at the time, when you became a free agent, and I was like, they bringing in Michael Thomas, I said, oh, yeah, let's go. Hand him the rock because we were having quarterback situations. How was it for you finally getting the opportunity to be the guy when you got here as far as...
That's a nice way of putting it, quarterback situation.
Yeah, that's what it was. How did that feel for you in that all-pro year? How did that zone feel like for you when you got here and it seemed like everything just clicked?
Man, I was just excited. I was ready to prove my worth, because like I said, I was a backup, and me getting a deal like that as being a backup was kind of unheard of at the time. So I heard the question like, man, who's this Michael Turner? Because everybody didn't see Charger football, and I come in, work done, got released. So, he got his fans and everything. So I'm like, all right, I
got to make sure they get on board.
Make sure they get on board.
They know what's up. I'm still going to produce.
I'm still going to produce and everything. And I'm still going to rep Atlanta, and man, we just got the rolling, man, because, nobody's seen us to do anything that first year. But we got hot, got rolling, just kept feeding me the rock, and I was ready. This was my moment. I was waiting 5 years, I was waiting 5 years for this opportunity. So, I was hungry, man. Still hungry. Still wanted to, prove what I can do. Yeah. Still want to prove that I was better than guys that was picked before me. There was a lot of things that was just lining up, man. And it was a great city to play for, man. That Georgia Dome was rocking.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That playoff run that year, and like I said, that was the All-Pro year for you, and getting that All-Pro situation. That's one of the things right there. Like Pro Bowls and stuff are good too. You've been to the Pro Bowl. That All-Pro selection, as far as being one of the top 2 backs in the league. What was that like to get that call?
Man, it was unbelievable. I mean, it's like, man, all right, damn. I expect to have a good year, but not all-pro year right out the gate, So, man, so I mean, it was just an honor, another honor, something to just add to the list, man. Let's get more. Let's get, what I'm saying?
Keep eating.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were when you got that phone call?
They announced it right. What? I was probably in the locker room.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I mean, because we was in the playoffs, so they probably announced it when.
So about that time.
Around that time, around playoff time. So.
Usually like mid-January, right?
Yeah. So.
That's cool, man. Now, to go locker room style real quick. Favorite teammate? Your favorite, like somebody that you knew when I come in the locker room, I know he gonna be clowning, and that's my dog at the same time. But I already know when we get in here, he gonna be acting.
Oh man, we had a bunch of characters, man, on that team. William Moore, Roddy White,
Roddy White, yeah.
Harry Douglas,
Jonesboro boy.
man, who else we used to? Mike Peterson, Curtis Lofton,
Big Kurt.
Spoon.
Yeah, that was my boy.
Yeah. Then we added Sante.
Yeah.
You know, so
I know he was out big time.
So we always had locker room's always clownish, you know. So we always good times.
Yeah, man. Well, that's what's up. We run out of time. I wish we had some more time, but we're getting the music. We're getting to that time. But man, appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. That's pretty good. Pretty cool to be here.
Whenever you want to come back, let us know.
Yeah, during the season when the Falcons, you know, are rolling.
We're happy to have you back.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Absolutely. We'll
Get your little predictions going on.
Yeah.
Share some more stories. I'm sure you'll be watching some wrestling. You got some other advice for us as well.
Oh yeah, cool.
Happy to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us today. That was episode 14. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Rich in the building, RyanBeasley.com for most of your smell good needs. Promo code GHS10, Digestive Healthcare of Georgia.
Yes, indeed.
MyKarmaCreations.com for your tumblers. You get your name. We got our faces on them. Ultimately, Power Mike 108.9, and special thank you to Michael Turner for being in the building. Thank you, everybody. That was episode 14.
Y'all be safe. Yeah.